Since the last episode, I have been under an intense internal pressure. This pressure is not anxiety or stress, although it has a subtle undertone of stress. I am seeing my life more clearly after a long time. I can see where I was last year when my body was nearly destroyed and my presence on Earth was threatened by taking Ozempic for 7 months. I can see that I allowed myself to believe that my obesity could be cured by pharmaceutical intervention. It was a fallacy for which I paid dearly. This suffering has forced me to research my condition holistically and devise a plan of action to wrestle back my health. This plan of action, which I am constantly amending, consists of quality nutrition and targeted food supplements, is complemented by a plan of being. Some could say a plan of passion, where I heal my body and surrender to the things I love as well as to my purpose in this life. I can now focus on my creativity without any distractions. While I thought earlier that I did, I realized that in truth, I wasn't. I realized that I didn't perceive myself clearly. I realized that if I don't feel joy constantly, then I'm not being my true self. But I'm getting there. I understand now that healing is holographic. It affects the whole spectrum of the subtle bodies we have at our disposal. These great changes that we are all going through affect us differently based on the different mindset, heart set, and needs we all have. If we stop for a moment thinking about the suffering we have endured and think about what we have gained in the process, then we will embrace both the suffering and the process to the degree we understand and grok its benefits for us. Then, we will have a way to move on. As I mentioned many times before, life is not working against us, nor is it working for us. Life just is. We exist to gain experience, which in time becomes wisdom. How we do that is up to us, but it shouldn't be a chore for us. Experience can be gained joyfully, and if we don't, then we need to find out why. Spirit, like the Wizard of Oz behind the scenes, is generating an assortment of experiences for us, based on a multitude of factors that are unique to every one of us. These experiences are tailored to reveal to us our true self, which is unique in all its aspects, making each one of us unique and precious. Myself, I finally understand more viscerally who I am and what I can contribute to the whole and to its layers, whether it is my own personal environment, my friends, my neighbors, my community, and even farther if possible, feasible or necessary. These layers of awareness and their individual microcosms are automatically revealed through our experiences in life, and this revelation expands our understanding of all that is. This revelation creates a whole range of insights ranging from individual behavioral aspects to collective behavioral aspects, my own egos and personas, shortcomings, and those of my friends, neighbors, and other humans I know. I am seeing more of what I can do, more of what I shouldn't do, and more of how I can be and how I shouldn't be. The clearer perception of the whole construct of doing and being, as well as its inherent balance, is extremely inspiring and eye-opening. It uncovers so many possibilities that cataloging and weighing them with the mind would take absurdly long. This is the mind's way anyway, and it has become outdated. Most of you might not even understand what I'm referring to, and for good reason. That's fine. We are all works in progress. Just as I can see the potential in myself, I can also see the potential in all humans. You might wonder how I can do that. After all, I don't know you per se. You don't know me either. Well, it's irrelevant whether I know you or not. That's because I am you and you are me. If I can be like this, so can you. If others can be like this, so can I. We are all humans and we share essentially the same biology on the same planet. That makes us family on a collective level. Our shared destiny on this planet is to come together united as family, as one species of like-minded and like-hearted individuals. Our individual destiny is to express our passions in life, our specific purpose as a collection of what we love doing and how we love being on Earth. Recognizing a whole magnitude of layers of awareness and assimilating their microcosms will eventually lead to an internal explosion of consciousness expansion for all of us. Living a limited life of interacting on one or two layers with each other is definitely going to be a thing of the past. That's because realization follows awareness. We can't unsee what we have seen. The more we allow ourselves to feel joy, the more we can appreciate existence. The joy that we feel naturally invites interaction on multiple layers with each other, discovering even more about each other, things that we suspected and things that we didn't. In any case, having discovered these infinite layers through our enhanced heart sensor will increase out vibration manifold. All this has become very pronounced inside me since the beginning of this year, 2026. I feel compelled to share my journey on this planet, observed from specific vantage points, those of consciousness, expressed through the mind and the heart, spirit, expressed by my inner voice, and my physical body, expressed by its degree of health. I will explain in practical terms how my mental, emotional, and physical health evolves through deliberate choices so that you may have an understanding of how these choices have affected me so far. During this sharing, I will use as much mind-based vocabulary as possible to make this information accessible and usable in a practical way. That said, I'm not sure if you also feel that this year of 2026 is also a new beginning for you. Well, whether you feel it or not, buckle up. Things are going to get more hectic than ever. I wish you could all peek inside my head and feel inside my heart so that you may appreciate what I think and how and what I feel. Unfortunately, I might not be able to convey all that to every one of you. Like, for example, a friend of mine whom I appreciate and respect very much has chosen to stay within the confines of third density consciousness and the conditioned mind, because external reality has become overwhelming. They clearly believe that staying grounded in external reality does not allow either the time or the effort to feel a higher vibration, requiring a complete focus on said reality. As Bashar said, it's not this or that, it's this and that. There is no need to choose between two things. And accepting external reality does not negate the option of pursuing a higher vibration. That's overcoming the conditioned mind's compelling case of sticking with that external reality. If that question arises within us, then these two things are the textbook definition of polarity, and getting stuck on external reality is what we all need to overcome. This year would not be a new beginning if we didn't believe that we can change and affect our own reality. We can and we will. It is not feasible anymore to stay stuck in negativity. Business as usual in all its expressions is not sustainable anymore. The world is coming apart at the seams precisely because of that. All this may sound weird to you, and I realize that some of you might misunderstand me. If you don't like where this endeavor of mine is heading, then it might not be for you anymore. However, if all this sounds even remotely genuine to you, or if you have felt something similar, I invite you all to become beacons of joy in a world filled with turmoil. It doesn't mean that we feel joy and don't accept external reality, foolishly defying it. No, it means that while we do accept said reality, we feel a kind of joy that's coming from the universe through our heart. It means that we feel joy despite of external reality. We don't rely on our limited selves anymore while accepting said reality, depleting ourselves of strength and willpower while doing that. No, we rely on the strength and willpower that we gain through the heart while following our passions in life and feeling joy in doing so. This is the new paradigm that we must all discover for ourselves. If we continue doing things the old way, then we can't feel all that's in store for us if we let go of the past. It isn't easy. I speak from experience, and I'm not done yet with my own past and my own attachments. However, I noticed a tremendous increase in joy when I consciously decided and chose to expand my online activities based on my passions in life. Sharing about my experiences reversing diabetes type 2 is one thing. Sharing about contact is another thing. Sharing my experiences within the infinite sea of consciousness that we are all part of is another thing. We all must find those things that bring us joy in life. They are built into our soul blueprint, and they are ours to discover. Nobody can take them away from us. Nothing can restrict them but us. So, if you are still looking for a way to change your situation for the better, while struggling with life, take a deep breath and recognize your inner tyrant, which is the mouthpiece of your conditioned mind. Accept that you are struggling in a seemingly never-ending ordeal, racing to appease your boss with your performance, pay your bills, care for your loved ones, and use the little time that remains to finally care for yourself. Accept the great cost to yourself that you're paying to fulfill all your responsibilities. All this is wearing you down and undermining your spirit. Well, you might say at this point, of course it's wearing me down, are you nuts? To which I would reply that it shows to other people. People see you, understand and appreciate you for who you really are. Don't focus on those who don't understand you, or those who are too busy with their own issues to care for you. Those who are not clouded enough by their own issues, or have learned to look beyond them, they say you. And those who you don't know, who you have never seen in your life, or so you believe, guess what, they see you as well. And they all appreciate you. They do indeed. Whether you accept that as well, the way you accept your gruesome external reality is another matter. But if you do, then you might feel a little bit better. And if you nurture that feeling, then you might be persuaded further to look for options that might make your life easier, because you come face to face with the realization that you can't take it anymore. Accepting consciously that life is wearing you down will naturally trigger a resolve within you that you never thought you had. But all this may take time. This realization that you can't take it anymore is emerging within you in divine time after you have exhausted all options that you can perceive with the mind. It took me almost a year struggling with my health until I found ways to heal myself on my own. I am still struggling, but my health is much better than before, and I have reversed diabetes type 2 through empowering knowledge that uplifted my spirit, and I am looking for more ways to become even more healthy. I couldn't have achieved this if I didn't apply myself. I found a resolve within me that made me apply myself. I went to great lengths researching my condition online, verifying and validating every little insight until I built a detailed knowledge base with which I formulated a lifestyle that has enhanced my health. But this is not the end. It is just the beginning. Realizing that I can reverse a debilitating condition like diabetes type 2, that my doctor warned me years ago that it's not reversible, taught me to believe in the impossible. Yes, what we have been taught to believe may not be real at all. Just like the external reality that has been wearing us down, it's not what we see, it's how we see it. Now, I am working on addressing other issues in my life, applying myself further, and chasing all those impossibilities that I came to accept earlier. No more expounding the impossible. This year, I am beginning to reverse every little thing that has become a menace to my true self over so many years. I will continue to apply myself looking for options to better myself. Isn't this part of why we came to this polarized prison planet? To strive, to seek, and not to yield? Thank you, Alfred. You said it before me. We are strong souls. We deliberately descended into the worst nightmare ever, an out-of-control, polarized prison planet. Let's have a prison break, which will make our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren look up to us like we are some kind of demigods. Because we are going to break free from our self-imposed prison and teach them how to never live as inmates by taking their own lives into their hands and apply themselves. We have to learn how to apply ourselves instead of accepting external reality without finding options or telling ourselves that they don't exist. They do exist, and it's up to us to find them.